Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Our focus this morning has been on education. It was the late great orator Frederick Douglass who said, "It's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men." The MKE Fellows Program supports young African American men excel in high school, college, their careers, as well as build wealth and become engaged leaders. My guest is Kyle Williams. He is a member of MKE Fellows. He's here to talk about his involvement in the organization and some of the things they've got going on to continue with their mission even during COVID-19. How are you, Kyle?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing very well, and I appreciate you being here with us today. You've been with the MKE Fellows for about 5 years now. And tell us more about the organization and how it has helped make a difference in your life.
Sure. So yes, I've been with the program for about 5 years or so now. The organization is really an initiative to help young Black men such as myself through high school, primarily senior year, and through college, undergraduate. And some of the first students with that program were students from King and a few other high schools around the city. And the charter school for this particular program at the time was Morehouse College. And with that program, we had saw major success with those initial 10 students that they forwarded through the program. We again college success, job success, career success, etc. And they decided to expand and say, hey, listen, let's look at different HBCUs and other high schools around the city and see what other young men that we could also involve in this program. And I was just so fortunate to be one of those young men. And this program has done a lot for me, specifically have been able to connect with a lot of people throughout the city. I am an aspiring attorney. I'm currently in business school now, and I've met with some of the people who we may see on TV, that you may see or read in books or on the news, et cetera, et cetera. And I've been able to rub elbows with these folks. I've been able to be a part of programs such as lunch and learns and professional development meetings to better develop myself as far as what I want to do with my career. And it's just been so many other different things that I've been involved with that has been very, very beneficial.
I love that. And I have to mention all of the places where you've attended. You're a 2012 graduate of the Milwaukee High School for the Arts.
Yes,
If I'm correct, you're a graduate of Fisk University,
that's correct. That's correct.
HBCU in the house, and currently, as you mentioned, you're a grad student at the Sheldon B. Lubar School of Business at UWM. So
Absolutely.
many things you've accomplished up to this point. So you said your ultimate goal is to be an attorney?
Yes, yes, ma'am. My multiple goals to be an attorney, specifically dealing with a corporate business. There's definitely a few other interests that I have, but ultimately, yes, to be an attorney and to practice here in Milwaukee for some time to give back to my community and specifically, to my remote neighborhood. I definitely see there's a need, and I believe I could be a great solution to that.
Yeah, and that's really one of the main focuses of the MKE Fellows Program. They will get you off to college, even if it means, going to Tennessee or Atlanta or whatever the case may be. But they really want you to come back to Milwaukee and take those skills and use them to make a difference right here in the community where you grew up, right?
Correct. That's correct.
All right. So let's talk about some of the things the organization's been able to do while making a difference during this pandemic. So the Milwaukee Lynx actually teamed up with the MKE Fellows to tutor children at Metcalf School. And this was something that was very important when it comes to one of the five pillars under your program, right?
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Talk about that tutoring program, which I think it's in phase two now, and why it was so important.
Sure. So with the Five Pillars program, as you said, the Milwaukee Fellows has teamed up with the Milwaukee Lynx, and essentially what it is a program, or I should say, an initiative that we came about with to bridge the gap for students, specifically in elementary and middle school, to help them continue their education amidst this coronavirus pandemic. And as you may know, when the coronavirus really hit hard. A lot of teachers were not able to, you know, uh, continue to educate their children. A lot of children didn't have access to the educational resources that they once did. So we decided, hey, how can we be a solution to that amidst such a serious pandemic, and also help people continue to quarantine and try to stay healthy. So we decided to come up with a program and use some of the fellows, such as myself and others, to be able to mentor some of these young men and women. And specifically, the school that we deal with is Ralph Metcalf here right in Milwaukee. And with that particular school, some of the students that I had, I believe I want to say maybe 4 or 5 or so. Great students, and we were just able to help them develop more skills that they may need, help them, develop more of the educational maturity that they may need, and also continue, their reading and mathematics, and just help them be able to progress even though they are not physically in the classroom.
Yes, and you guys are probably serving as role models at the same
Uh,
time. So, really good stuff all the way around. And there's another tutoring program that you've been involved with as well, right?
Sure. Yes, that's correct, Andrea.
Tell me about
So
that.
the name of the program that I'm currently with now is actually called Propel. And that program, I believe, is also an initiative that really kind of mimics a little bit what the five pillars is in terms of the core of the program. And specifically, what we do here at Propel is not only do we, again, tutor young students during the summer while they're out for the summer, but we also just make sure that they have, like you said earlier, great role models to look up to, people to, be able to discuss with, and just see, what kind of issues that they may be having, and to kind of pick their brain a little bit during the summer. When the sun is out, fun is out, a lot of things can happen, but we just want to make sure that our young kids are on the straight and narrow, and making sure that once school actually resumes, that they are good to go and that they have everything that they need. And we really just ultimately want to pour into our children. I mean, I'm not sure if you can tell, but I specifically, I'm from my people, I'm from my community, and if anything I can do to help, I definitely try to make time for that when I can, even amidst a busy schedule. So I believe, if we're going to discuss how it takes a village to raise a community, then that does mean that the village does need to step up. And I believe that as a person of the village, that's exactly what I'm doing, and that's what's going on at Propel.
Yes, indeed. And if you would, Kyle, tell us who has served as your role model along the way.
Oh man, hi, Andrea.
Long
It's
list, huh?
a long list, a long list. One thing that I will say, especially since we're talking about the Milwaukee Fellows, as Attorney Daniels, he has been a, serious role model for me, and I'm not saying this just because, again, we're speaking about the program, but honestly, I think one of the things that I really admire about this man is that he's very, very intelligent, but he's very, very down to earth, and he also knows how to really take care of business and make sure that not only there's clarity between who he's dealing with, and also just trying to find solutions. And I've watched him maneuver, different situations left and right, and he always comes out victorious. And I'm like, you know, how can I do something like that? That's impressive, especially being a young black man. And fortunately, I've seen similar characteristics with other people. However, I know people who have not. So to me, I want to be able to adopt those skills, and resources, and be able to share those with others. So Attorney Daniels is definitely one of those elite people that I really look up to, and I think that he continues to serve well. There's a lot of other different mentors that I have. One mentor who actually, if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be a part of the fellows at all. Um, Dr. Ridley, John Ridley, he is a retired optometrist, or I should say ophthalmologist here in Milwaukee. And
John
also,
Ridley Sr. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. And
And his
also,
son is, of course, the Oscar winner.
right, right. His son, yeah. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. And also, Attorney Greg Wesley. I mean, he has also been very, very instrumental in me being a part of this program. And also, I believe if it wasn't for his part as well, I probably wouldn't be a part of the program either. So, amongst those three people, and of course, include more, I've been blessed to have so many people to look up to. And if I didn't call your name, you know it's real. I love y'all.
That's right. Don't
Yeah,
charge it to his head.
yeah,
Charge it to your head and not your heart. That's how they say
That's
it.
it. That's it. That's it.
Yes. And of course, we are quickly running out of time, but I did want to mention for more than 19 years, the Fellowship Open has contributed more than $2.5 million to youth initiatives
Sure.
involving more than 100 organizations throughout Wisconsin. And MKE Fellows have announced the honorees for the 20th anniversary. Of course, there are a few changes due to COVID, but Bucks legend Sidney Moncrief and the president and CEO of Bader Philanthropies Incorporated, Mr. Daniel Bader, who was just on this show not too long ago. Those are the people who will be honorees this year. And I want to send everybody to the website at fellowshipopen.org to get more details. And I just think that this is a wonderful program. And every time I talk to one of the members, I am more than impressed. And I am convinced that you guys are going to go on to do great things and
Yeah.
continue to give back to the community as this program has given to you.
Sure. Sure. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for your time and all the best to you.
Thank you, Andrea. You as well.
Pleasure talking to you.
You're
Kyle
welcome.
Williams is a member of the MKE Fellows Program. And again, for more information on the organization, you can visit their website at mkefellows.com. That is going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. As always, thank you for watching. And I do hope you join us again next week as we take another look at our issues, Milwaukee. Have a great day.